Hello, my royal lovelies. Welcome back to the channel. Just as I thought I was going to have to make just a video about Harry and Meghan and how the king is seeking spiritual guidance for forgiveness. We'll get to that later. I was depressed at that news, my goodness. I'm sat here in my loungewear after a heavy night out. Yes, I had a few drinky poos, my loves. I am recovering. Anyway, we have some fantastic news today. I'm so delighted to be able to share with you that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, or however you refer to her as, please let me know actually how you do refer to her. I know people still informally use Kate. Of course, she prefers to go officially by Catherine. And of course, she is by title the Princess of Wales. Anyway, Catherine is seen at Crathie Kirk. That's the church up close to Balmoral, so it shows that they're there for the first time since revealing her cancer diagnosis, as she joins Prince William, the Prince of Wales, and other family members for the Sunday service. Now, I do love this period in the summer holidays for the royals, when we actually get to have a little glimpse into who is up at Balmoral with the king, and when we see those royals arriving for Sunday service, it gives a little peek and a little glimpse into who's in favour and who is not. But I think, most of the royals get to spend a little bit of time with the king, should they wish to, up at Balmoral. It's a big, massive retreat. You've got these thousands of acres of land. Some of it does have public access. A cyclist did bump into His Majesty, I think it was last year actually. So if you are walking in those Scottish hills, you may get to bump into a wandering King Charles. But it does offer extensive privacy, recuperation, relaxation. Is exactly what the King and Catherine need after such a hard year, such a difficult year. This has been, I think, both of their to date, their annus horribilis, hasn't it? Which means really bad year, I think. Her late Majesty was famously heard, I think it was 1993, was her annus, or 92 or 93, annus horribilis, with the fire of Windsor Castle, divorces in the family. So I think this has been a very different annus horribilis, more to do with health, and also the shenanigans of those up in Montecito. Anyway, I'm just looking at the pictures now. So she appears in really good spirits. I love it when she wears this kind of camel colour with the feathers. I think she looks really classy. She looks really, really classy. Of course, Queen Camilla was there too. The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to zoom in now, and I'm sure I will have zoomed in on the video for you all. She looks well. Obviously, we've seen her at different stages periodically throughout her cancer diagnosis and then treatment. She's looking okay, looking positive. I mean, I don't really want to say anymore. I don't want to jinx anything. But this is going to be a long road to recovery. This is not something that was just going to be sorted in 6 months' time. This is, they're in it for the long haul. And I don't think we should be expecting Catherine to be back doing royal duties in the way that she was for the rest of this year and probably into next year as well. Some people have even been speaking about, will she ever go back to exactly how she was? I mean, I'm still hopeful and positive that she will, and I think she should be as well, because getting back to normal is a big aim for when you have this type of illness and treatment and recovery. You want to get back to some sort of normality, if you can do, and emphasis on the if you can. Sometimes life does change, and of course we don't know exactly what the type of cancer was, so we don't know exactly how she has been affected in her day-to-day life. But we do know that when you undergo cancer treatment, you can have, terrible periods of feeling very, very extremely poorly. and then you recover, and then you have more treatment, and then you get worse again, and it all goes on like that, but with a view to returning to as much as normal as you possibly can do. And I think that's what she's trying to do. So I'm hopeful that we will see Catherine returning to full-time royal duties, but I don't think that will be for a while yet. Now, the Prince of Wales, William, has been seen driving again. He looks quite healthy as well. I think the holidays are doing him the world of good. I think I can tell that, Balmoral is certainly helping in the recovery. And of course, with William and Catherine not doing any duties during the summer holidays, it gives them time as a family to sort of really relax. And I think that is what they needed. I think they've been trying to do too much plate spinning. They've been trying to keep things going. And I think just having this period of downtime, I hope that they actually have an extended period of downtime. So it wouldn't bother me if they didn't go back to royal duties until October, to be quite honest. I don't think they will. I think William will be back to full-time royal duties sort of September, when the children go back to school, because of course they'll have to go back down to Windsor, to Adelaide Cottage, ready for the new school year. I'm just having a look now at a picture of the King and Queen. I think I've seen this outfit before. I always love the way that Camilla embraces Scotland, and the way that and Tartan, and the King as well, wearing a kilt. Now, we don't often see William wearing a kilt. In fact, I don't remember the last time I remember seeing William wearing a kilt. Now, apparently he has shunned kilts. I don't know why. He's got a nice pair of legs. I mean, look at those long legs. Oof, my goodness. Swoon. I think we're all going to swoon at Big Willie's legs. We love a bit of Big Willie's leg, don't we? He should get them out a little bit more. I wouldn't mind. Maybe he could... Okay, if he doesn't want to go the whole hog and have a kilt, maybe he could have tartan shorts. Like the shorty shorts that are becoming really popular these days. I want to see a bit of royal thigh. Why not? Why not? We see sometimes low-cut tops on the royals. We see a little bit of royal chi-chis out. We definitely don't want to see the cho-cho out. No cho-cho. But a little hint of chi-chi is fine. But I want to see a little bit of royal leg. Why not? Why not? William, get those pins out, my lovey. We definitely want to have a little bit of a royal thrill, don't we? Look, King Charles does it. He's got those knees out. Did you know what? He's actually got a good pair of knees. They're not knobbly, are they, my loves? That's quite a healthy knee, I have to say. But I have seen... Now, I'm not going to put this on display. You can go searching for this at your own peril, my loves. Because let me warn you, once you have seen this, you can never unsee it. Ever, ever, ever. It's stuck in your mind, whether you want to or not. There is a photo of the late Duke of Edinburgh at the Braemar Games. He's wearing a kilt, and yes, he is a true Scotsman. He is, because one of the paparazzi got an up-kilt shot, and you can see everything. And believe me, once you see it, you can never unsee it. So be warned, there is a photo out there. Anyway, I think the King looks quite healthy, to be honest. He's got a good bit of colour back in him. I think the Scottish summer sun has been doing him some good. Maybe he's been relaxing, fishing, whatever, painting, gardening. But he's got some colour back in his face, which I think he has been looking a bit pale. But it's good to see him with a bit of colour. And like I say, he's got a healthy looking knee, I must say. So, as I said, we could see the Duke of Edinburgh, and I think I think it's his son, James, Earl of Wessex, in the car. I can't see Lady Louise. That's what I was trying to zoom in on. I think Edward has a male companion in the passenger front side, and then it's the Duchess of Edinburgh and James, Earl of Wessex, in the back. Now, he's looking a lot more grown up these days as well. I mean, funny that, isn't it, that children grow up? But no, you know what I mean. He's looking a lot more adult these days. So it'll be interesting to see what he does when he eventually leaves school. So yes, I just think that The royals are having this period of definite relaxation, and they absolutely deserve it after this horrendous, horrible year. I'm going to delve now into a different story. Now, this story is interesting, I'm going to say, and the headline reads, King Charles is open to a truce with Harry after advice from religious leaders gave him spiritual nourishment. Now, what I'm going to say is, obviously we don't have the full details of these conversations, but a well-placed palace insider said that Charles had taken spiritual nourishment from his discussions with religious leaders and was now more open to the idea of a rapprochement with Harry, who has spent the past 4 years obviously living in a kind of self-imposed exile in California with Meghan and the children. The source continues that faith has always been a part of Charles's life and something he's explored, but since becoming king, it's playing a more central role. The source continued, that reliance on faith and quiet contemplation has become a comfort and an asset to him and helps him cope with the role as he adapts to being king. Healing the rift would require the king to put aside his anger over his younger son's deeply wounding public comments. And let's not forget what Harry did say, for example, in Spare, where he referred to the king's wife, Queen Camilla, as the wicked stepmother and the other woman. And of course, he, claimed that two members of the royal family had made a remark about Archie's skin tone. Not to mention countless other things. Those are just some of the things that kind of spring to mind. So, what do I think about this? I think it's interesting. We are approaching the Christmas period, a time when normally, the royal family would extend, the king would extend invitations to the wider family to come for Christmas, at Sandringham for Christmas Day service. And I think we're gearing up to this period of, remember last year we had the whole, the Montecito camp from the Sussexes, putting out, you know what I mean. It's basically, I think that the king is positioning himself ahead of Harry, which is a good thing, because Harry likes to try and spin the narrative, doesn't he, in his favour, that he's been hard done to and not invited by the royal family. Just like when he came over and, he claimed that he was refused Buckingham Palace when really he refused Charles's invitation and preferred to stay in a hotel. You know what I mean? So I think the king is trying to get a little bit ahead here. And I think this sort of feeling of forgiveness is very much a central characteristic of the Church of England, of the Christian faith. Forgiveness is a big thing that is often spoken about during church services. And I think that the king, I'm going to make a prediction. I think the king's Christmas message is going to have a theme of forgiveness about it. We've had a very difficult year with things going on in the world, and I think that that the king's message is going to be focused on forgiveness. You can hold me to that, but this is my prediction. I also need to think about starting writing my own Christmas message, because I have done one every year since possibly 2016, I think. So it will be, one of my Christmas messages. I'm getting close to 10 of them now. Wow. And anyway, so I think that's what the central theme will be. But do I think that the king has been ill-advised by religious leaders? I think forgiveness does nourish the soul. I think it does set you free of the person that you're trying to forgive's control over you. I think if you can forgive them, that can sort of, almost cancel out the aggression from the other side. It might not stop the aggression from the other side, but from your point of view, it shows that you're not bothered by the assaults on you. However, I do think that the assaults from Montecito, from Harry and Meghan, are something to be concerned with. I made a case the other day in the other video, in my previous video, I think, for the king stripping Harry and Meghan of the titles. And I think that is what is needed. But that doesn't fit in with, potentially a wish to reconciliate and to forgive. I do think they need to have a little bit of their own medicine. They can't just dish out all this hate and then have absolutely nothing thrown back in their faces. Although, like I say, maybe forgiveness is actually the weapon that Harry and Meghan are not prepared for. Maybe it would take them back. Maybe actually forgiveness would hit them even harder than a ton of bricks. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think they'd be prepared. I don't know what they would do. I don't know what counteraction they would have, actually. Thinking about it, it might not be such a bad... It goes against what I want the king to do. I want the king to come down heavy-handed on Harry and Meghan. I'm sure many of you do too. I think we want to see bad behaviour punished, don't we? But actually, thinking about it, trying to reframe those thoughts, Harry and Meghan may actually be completely knocked out of the park if the king was just like, I forgive you, you're welcome to come whenever you want, you can come for Christmas. Because then the ball is tossed firmly in Harry and Meghan's court, and if they don't come, or they refuse this, or they refuse that, it makes them look 10 bazillion times worse than what they already do. They already massively suck, don't they? So maybe it's not such a bad... It goes against what we want the king to do. But is it actually the right approach? Let me know. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think it's that tactic that we really don't want him to do, but actually might have the biggest impact on Harry and Meghan? I don't want to see them swanking around on Christmas Day. Oh, can you imagine her face? Oh, she'd be gloating, wouldn't she? Walking in at Sandringham Christmas, that massive perma grin on her chops. Oh, I don't want... It would make me want to smack her round the gob with a wet fish, honestly. Or throw a rotten tomato at her. Oh, anyway, those chicken legs would be out. No, they wouldn't. It'd be cold in the UK. Oh, she'd still find a way to get those chicken legs out, wouldn't she? Oof. Anyway, I want to know what you think. Do you think that the king is being ill-advised? Right, very quickly before I go, I want to talk about drums. My goodness, Harry and Meghan, why did they even bother making such a fanfare about donating a load of drums to their Colombian, tour? People they met. My goodness, apparently it cost millions and millions and millions for all the security. Now, Colombia is coming out and saying that Harry and Meghan paid for it themselves. They did not. Those pair of grifters, they didn't pay for that. They would not go over there and pay for all that millions in security. I don't think so, my lovey. What Christmas tree do you think that we've just dropped off? We can see straight through you. My goodness. No, Harry and Meghan have not paid for it themselves. That's been funded by the Colombian taxpayer. Colombia is saying that to appease the taxpayer because the Colombian taxpayer have got no way of disproving it, have they? So Harry and Meghan are happy to go along with people thinking that they paid for it. They did not pay for it. And all they've done at the end of the day is donated a load of drums. Is this the compassion? Is this the change that they want to bring forward? Just giving, oh, well, we'll just give the poor people a load of drums. They can beat their own drums. Yeah, that'll do. That'll appease them. Just donate a few drums. I mean, we don't even know if they got drumsticks, to be honest. Anyway, I wish people would throw a load of drums at Harry and Meghan. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't want to incite any violence. But you know what I mean. Harry and Meghan, they've lost the plot. They lost the plot years ago. If all they can donate after that is a load of drums, then, oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm off. I want a cup of tea. I need to recover from my little slight headache from all the drinky poos last night. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, then please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. And of course, do hit that bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, ta-ra for now, my lovies. Bye.